What's going on, guys? Welcome to Random Sunset. Random Sunset is basically talk show slash podcast, mainly a talk show. So basically, we talk about random topics. All right. So this is the introduction. Normally, what we would do is, I guess we'll do like a what's it called? The withdrawal. The goddamn it. Where you pour the thing out of the goddamn damn.
A drawing.
A drawing. A goddamn drawing. Exactly, a drawing, y'all. And right now we did pregame. So again, this is just an introduction. Like I said, we'll be talking about random topics for our entertainment, music, sports, everything that falls up under that umbrella, so on and so forth. Religion, politics. And kind of educate. The population. And let the people know, get them some insight, some intel. So like I say, this is just our introductory show. Let us know, comment, let us know what you think, ways that we can make things better. But right now, we're just going to start with love and relationship. And we're going to talk about love and relationship, get some pointers, some tips, and do our best we can to educate. For whatever reason, we have to minimize the drink and no longer do the drink, then we won't. But for the most part, if you're comfortable and you can, carry yourself, then, you'll be fine. But like I say, here's our special guest right here. I'm your host, by the way, Psych Dolo. So, we're going to jump right into it. And like I say, this is just the introduction of what we're doing during this quarantine. Like, shout out to everybody that's out there being safe or what have you. And like I say, here's our guest members. We're going to let them introduce themselves in a minute. And then, like I say, we'll even go through Maritta status and we're going to, get all in their business and see how they think. And like I say, in ways they can inform the youth as well as people out there when it comes to love and relationships. So, no further ado, we'll start with you. Give me your name.
Hi, I'm Josette. Josette Journeys on all social medias. Please follow at Josette Journeys on IG and Facebook.
Quest Coffee.
DC.
Yeah, and there you have it. So right now, look, let's just go on and get into it. I'll be asking them some questions and then we'll go from there. But right now, we're gonna start with marital status. All right. So Josette, Journey. Okay, we'll start with your marital status. I mean, single, relationship.
I'm in a situationship, and it's complicated.
Okay. And look, we're gonna get back to that. We're gonna get
entangled.
Entanglement.
All right, and Quest.
I'm married to this guy here, so
Okay.
you better say married.
You already said it.
She already said it. So look, they represent as a unit. So yeah, man, let's just jump on. Jump right into it, man. Let's see. We'll start with Josette's journey. You know what I mean? What do you think are the pros and the cons of being in a situation slash lituation? You know what I mean? A lituation. That's what the youngsters will refer to it as. A lituation, like
Lituation?
a lituation.
Yeah, I mean, they slang. They be having too much going on.
Well, a lituation. All right, I'm gonna elaborate on that a little bit. A lituation, to be able to have something that's popping. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to say, you know what, I'm single and I'm ready to mingle, but to have a lituation is to have something that's lit. That to keep that drive going. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so it's friends and benefit, like we used to say back in the day, cuddy buddies. So they just up
Yes.
the slang and say now it's lituation.
Just
That right.
to
Yeah.
have fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm over that. I'm so out of the age range of that. I don't have the energy for the lituations.
Okay.
I don't want to do the lituations.
So what's the pros and cons? I mean, all right. So what it takes out here? Like, I mean, like, what are the people facing? I mean, you hear the men and women. We're not gonna just say women, okay? Like, what do you have to deal with day to day?
Time investment. It's time.
Okay.
It's an investment. It's the time. It's the time. It's just too much time.
And time is valuable. Time is
That
everything.
is of the essence. I'm at this point where my time is almost more valuable than my money. Is that serious?
That makes sense to me.
That serious.
That makes sense to me because time is money.
It is. So
Time
I'd
is
rather
money.
not give you the time. That's the cons of it's just too much. I just feel sorry for the younger generation.
Okay, so all right. Let me ask you this then. So do you think young people are
Me
being
too.
practical too early or too soon?
Practical as in
As in trying to find love and trying to, I guess, settle down. And feel free to
I
jump
see
in.
it, yeah,
Will.
I think they are. I think so, because I see a lot of it going on, and I think I see a lot of, oh, her wedding is cute, or I want that dress, or, oh, I did it, I want to do it because they did it. Yeah.
So it's a
Definitely
fad.
definitely a trend. You know, trends
Okay,
are like
okay.
number one now. Everybody's
Yeah.
trending. Like, whatever you do, they do, somebody's going to do it. That's just it. They're definitely trending. So it's definitely that going on.
What's your
Not
take
really
on that,
understanding.
I don't think so. I'm the opposite on that. I don't think they jumping in at all. I think everybody happy having these hot girl summers, and
Okay.
like ain't nobody really trying to
Define
commit. I feel
hot
like a
girl
group
summer.
up to hot girl summer out here doing what I want to when I want to with whoever,
Oh.
and not answering to nobody else.
Thanks for cleaning that up.
Yeah, but I think up to a certain age, maybe 30s and up, those are jumping into it just because of what everybody else is doing. They feel like they gotta
Definitely
meet
agree.
society's deadline of
Quote,
when you're
exactly.
supposed to be married by this age, have
So
kids by
biological
this
clock,
age.
does that matter?
Right. I don't think so. I think it's supposed to happen when you feel like it's time for it to happen.
Totally agree.
I don't feel like it's one cookie set timeline that you have to meet.
No.
I mean, but even when you look at it for as like, I guess it's safe to say like biologically or scientific, meaning like, I mean,
Nobody knows biologically how long they're gonna be here anyway. Like,
yeah.
Of
just
course.
live
Got a
to
point.
your own standards and just get the most out of it while you are here. Don't be trying to use up the time that you have. You might have 30 years left. You don't use 25 because you feel like I got to get to this point by this age, and you done missed out on living. You
And
might
they
be
didn't
do-
accomplish
but
it.
do
They
you-
didn't accomplish anything in that
Nothing.
time frame. Just lost a whole bunch of time.
and
Honestly.
just gain somebody just to say you got them.
Right.
You ain't got nothing solid.
So, y'all are the two women on the show. This is what I would ask, because this is what I want to know. Do you think women depreciate that way?
in the way of trying to meet certain deadlines and just settling.
I think so.
Meaning,
Definitely.
Meaning something I heard in the past, meaning from Alicia Keys back in the days, a woman's worth. What is a woman's worth?
A woman's worth is, for me,
For
getting
you.
everything that you want out of life when you want to and how you want to obtain it, not by nobody else's means.
So not
Like,
me, but
if I may value being married and having children.
Uh-huh.
So if I can live up to those standards as a great mother and a great wife, that's my woman's worth for me.
Okay. How about you?
My worth, it can go in different aspects and ranges. And when I say that, the worth is what I'm able to bring to the table. You know what I mean? Like, we're together, we're this force, we're going to be this power couple.
Right.
You know,
All
that's
right.
my worth.
My next
We're gonna
question
bring
is
this to the table.
for DC. Do you think men need to know their worth, or do men have worth?
You have worth.
Okay.
I think everybody have worth, to be
Of
honest.
course.
Okay, I kind of want to speak on that too, you know, because like I say, for those of y'all who don't know, that's family, all this family, and when it comes to men worth, I think a lot of us, we do need to know our value and know our worth. All right, whether you blue collar, white collar, whether you have an OG partner, whether your father was in the household or not, we do have to know our worth and know our value. And with that being said, there's a such thing as hoe niggas. All right,
Yeah.
and when I say hoe niggas, some real, and you got to know your value. Meaning, like, it's only but so long you can pass yourself around before, you know what I'm saying. Just, again, finding out the essentials of life and where you want to be. You know what I'm saying. So, many of us, we have to know our value. Learn our value. You know what I'm saying, and again, like, educate ourselves when it comes to that. So,
And I'm glad you said, because that is very important, because men don't think the same they can be whole niggas. And that is very much so the truth.
No, I think
Women, just like y'all men want a certain type of woman.
Right.
That applies to a woman too.
right.
We don't want niggas that done been out here on the block and
Yeah.
just been like, no. So there is
Yeah.
a worth that you need to have too, and it ain't about the pockets. Your pockets don't value you.
Right. Right.
I can be with a broke nigga and don't have nothing going on that have a value, a sense of character, rather than just a slimy ass, grimy ass dude because he got money and I'm been all over the block. Like, no.
Right. So this next one for either one of y'all. So what's some of the criteria of a guy with value? Like what's the criteria? You know what I'm saying?
My number
Just
one
a
is
name,
gonna be
okay.
mom.
Okay.
I need to know how you're gonna treat your mom. That's gonna be off top number one. Your
Okay.
mom and your family background.
Okay.
That's my number one.
Okay. So
Once I get that, then boom, that's gonna say a lot.
okay. So let's just say you do have a guy, raised by his mom, and for whatever reason, you know, he didn't value his mom. I mean, are you insinuating that he will mistreat you?
We're gonna dig a little deeper because it's gonna be
Okay.
it definitely gonna be some issues there. It's definitely gonna be some issues there. If you had an issue with your mom, most likely you're gonna have an issue with me somewhere down the line. So we're gonna dig some deeper there, and that's gonna give me time to fall back and just to get to know you more better. Because now I'm just like, let's get more into this. So now I really need to get to know you.
But
Because
see-
that's very important.
Right, I get that, but see, this is what I'm gonna say. Meaning, I was raised by my mom. You know what I'm saying? And I love my mom. I appreciate my mom, and you know, of all of the siblings, I'm a mama's boy. If you ask me, and I feel like through my journey in life and me finding myself, as long as I was open-minded and had ambition and I was willing to learn, that if the right female were to come about, then I can learn to step my game up. Meaning, like, I'm not convinced that every guy, you know what I'm saying, don't value a woman just because he didn't treat his mom like
Yeah,
a
but
goddess,
see, you
know
haven't
what I
been
mean?
out there being that you a guy and being that you was a mama's boy because I know that personally.
Okay.
That's why your marriage is so successful. Because you
You
were
have
a
to
mama's boy.
elaborate. I mean, so
Because you know about women. You had 5 sisters. You had an advantage. Not only did you have a mother, you had 5
but
sisters.
is it safe to say that I valued it? I
You
valued
did, but
it.
you paid attention.
Okay, well, you're saying a lot now.
Yeah, you paid attention. You took advantage of the situation.
Okay.
And that's the thing that men could. If you have a mother and you have sisters, take heed to that. Pay attention.
Okay.
Use them.
Right.
That is very, 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 very necessary.
Okay.
It makes a big difference.
Do you
did that.
do you feel the same way?
What about
About
your mother?
well,
Your relationship with
we-
your mother?
Right, because like I say,
I
I mean, because you know, we was just talking about like my experience. Meaning, I think that if you're a potential guy, meaning like it's a chance. Meaning like
Exactly.
Okay.
That's why I don't feel the same. Like I'm gonna pay attention to how you treat your mother, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna think that that's how you're gonna treat me. Because the same way different women bring out different parts of a man.
right.
I feel like that with any relationship. So something could have had transpired between you and your mother that made y'all relationship a little rocky, and that's why y'all act a certain way towards each
Right.
other. I may
Right.
not be that person that your mother was that
Yeah.
made that happen. So I don't really think that necessarily means you'll treat me the same way.
Okay, and I want to add and say this right here. I don't think neither one of them are wrong. So that's just gonna bring me to my next question, and we'll move forward. So what do you think is a great age to start dating? For men and women, what's a good age?
I don't even want to say this because I don't want a child out there in these streets.
For me, I would definitely say men definitely 30 plus. Like
Really?
Oh, definitely.
Oh my God!
Yes, I mean to be
You
serious.
being serious?
To be serious.
That's what I was finna say. You
Okay,
being
so that's what I'm
serious
saying. When you
dating or
say
just
dating,
dating?
because you're dating off top. Like,
Well,
12, 13, 15.
Right.
All right. Let me
be specific about the dating.
All right. Let's be specific. I'm gonna clear this up. Let's some clarity. All right. When I mentioned earlier being practical, that was along the lines of basically what I'm asking now. Meaning, are young folks being too serious too soon?
Nah.
The reason I'm saying that because
They're not
again, I'm just gonna
serious
shed
at
a
all.
light on my situation. All
The
right.
young ones.
I've been in a relationship for 19 years, all right? I've been married over a decade, you know what I'm saying? So I sometimes ask myself, okay, was I being serious or was I taking serious too soon? So when you guys mention 30 years old, I mean, like, you like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I mean, at least that's how I feel because I mean, I like, during our times, I grew up in the 90s, late 80s and the 90s, and having a grip on life would mean like between the ages of 22 and 25. You know what I mean? So
for you.
I think.
Really?
I say, and
You
I
don't
say
think that's
for
the
you
average guy?
before you, and then again for you again advantage. You are what out of 7 kids? You what 5, 6?
I'm number 6.
Okay, you had a lot to study. You had
I
a lot
agree.
to watch.
I agree.
A lot of
If I had
experience
to be that number, I would have done so much studying what was before me, and that would have definitely set my pace for me.
I think that was my advantage. I got to see 6.
Exactly. You guys were at the bottom, so you were
Yeah.
able to see a lot and study. And by then, we were doing a lot of us, the other siblings, we were like doing some shit. We weren't like, out there, but we was making some things happen. So y'all was
Right.
able to see some stuff.
Right.
And then with me being number 3, I sat back, but I wasn't able to just pick up a lot. So therefore, I took it to now they say the streets gotta raise you. I was that girl. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of learned
I
say
think
early.
dating about
From the
15.
streets.
I say early.
So
Um,
I say 15 is a good age to
15,
start
16.
dating.
15?
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely 15, 16.
Yeah.
So you talking about
I'm
puberty
definitely-
age? You talking
Yeah.
preteen?
Yeah, I'm
Because
definitely
you get
promoting
to
my
make
son
a lot of
to date.
mistakes at that age.
Yeah.
And so when you say dating, let's clip dating, because some people call dating just being with the opposite sex and you know
And going out and spending time together.
Okay,
And with my
so-
son, I'm promoting for him because I need him to understand, and I preach it to him so much in his ear. You know, women, I mean, dating, get to know one another, be friends, because that friendship,
I agree.
that could be like a friendship that
What?
could go over into that would be most. Don't bring no thoughts. I already told you. Don't bring no
Yeah.
thoughts back here. Don't do it. You've had
Look,
too much. You
I
got
got
too
a
much.
million questions,
Right,
but
no.
that kind of when
No.
you just
No.
said something. Joseph's journey just said something. Building a relationship, taking the time, being friends, learning the ins and outs.
That's number one.
Getting a feel for one another, and that brings me to this, meaning, and getting to know a woman or a female getting to know a guy. Like, what's the time expectancy?
There is no time.
That's
That's the
no-
problem.
Okay.
See, that's what I'm saying. Everybody
Okay.
meeting these timelines.
Okay,
There's
so
no problem. Let's get rid of the time.
It's about the feeling.
okay.
Boom.
That's right.
Thank you.
And so you just saying basically just build, get to know one
Yeah.
another, and
That's it. Like I think that's the most beautiful. When you can get a friendship, and then move that friendship until like that would be number one.
yeah. Well, let me say this, and I'm just speaking for the guys, meaning, and I learned this from Lao Tzu. Free from desire, you see the mystery. Caught in desire, you get its manifestation. So oftentimes with us as guys, and I think DC will agree with me, meaning a lot of us have been exposed to porn early. A lot of us been taught off of the G code and the street code to say, you know what, get them, slam bam, thank you ma'am, and move on to the next. And we high-fiving each other off of however many we can get. You know what I'm saying? We get cool points, you know what I'm saying, and dating a set amount of women, what have you. So a lot of time that kind of deters us from doing what, Josette Journey was just saying about taking the time to get to know a female. So how do y'all feel about, I guess, like, how do I say this? I'm a little lost. I'm a little stuck in my thought right now. So we'll move forward. But
What about promiscuous dudes?
Okay, exactly. And I want to say exactly about that. Men and the promiscuous, because they honestly they think it's cool and they high fiving and they doing all that. Not only is it deterring, it is very scary. I am a fan. Let me just tell you, I binge watch Fatal Attraction.
Thin line.
This is my man for my man. And women, like men, don't understand the position they put themselves in when they gather with a woman. Whether it be a one night stand, whether it be a relationship, you don't understand the depths because a woman emotion is so strong, and you do not know that woman that well, and you don't put your whole self in a situation. That woman is, the stuff that I've seen, emotions are serious. They fly.
You gotta tell me.
And that becomes a stalker. That becomes now your car is being keyed up. Now she's stalking your girlfriend. Now she's following you everywhere you are. Now she's showing up at your job. And all of this that you think is crazy, but you put yourself in that situation.
Right. Now she
not
look
understanding.
crazy.
Now she looks crazy.
But
So he
don't understand.
basically provoked.
Not only that,
Right.
you got your women, you got your family in situations. I've seen situations where it just gets really crazy. Like you have to be careful. And I always say that I was so glad that you married early and you got yourself settled, because I look at these movies and I be like, ooh, if that would have been my brother.
But you
If
know
that
what?
could have been my brother. Because these women out here are really killing. Like there's so many women that I see on Snap and like sitting in prison because they had to go because that man drove them to that point. And I'm one of them, like I'm never gonna say what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do.
Right.
Because if you drive me to that point, it could happen.
Well, you
And
know
you
what?
have to be careful with
Right.
that.
Right. But you
really do.
just cleared up some things too, like she was saying earlier, meaning I did have an advantage and I did pay attention. And I mean something as simple as putting the doggone toilet seat down. I grew up with a house full of women. And again, with that being said, I oftentimes, and I just want to talk about it since you brought it up, meaning I oftentimes wonder like what it's like on the other side. Man, you know, like the grass always seemed green, feeling like at
Oh,
a young
it's not.
age I missed out.
It's not just
Now.
like your grass is out there dry and gold now
Uh-huh.
because of the season. That's what it is on the other side.
Well, not my grass. I know what you mean.
Not per se, his yard look
Not my
nice.
yard.
But I've been on the other side though.
Right.
Let's talk about
No,
the
no,
other
let
side. That's
DC
the
let
deal.
No, I'm
DC
talking about the
touch on
other
it.
side as far as I didn't have 5 sisters.
Right.
You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
boom.
And I love my mom, but she
That's right,
always
you got a lot
worked.
of brothers.
She always worked.
Only.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she worked in the morning, afternoon, and night. So while people supposed to be in school, you
Right.
know, 10, 11 o'clock, I'm out 3, 4 in the morning.
Right.
But I established my relationship because when y'all say men don't know, men know what they want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just gotta brush it off and see, cause it's like we talked off camera.
Right.
Everything's within.
Right.
So I knew early that I wanted to be in a relationship, and she'd tell you, my wife would tell you, I got things written. And what grade was I in? Third grade, saying I want to be married with 3 children. I'm married with 3 children.
Right.
This 7th grade. The women the women I guess I slept with prior to my wife, it was just that, and I didn't have those situations because I knew, hey, look,
Right.
I'm gonna be honest with you, this that. But when I met her early, 14, 15, that's why when you say a timeline, I appreciate that I was dating early because I wouldn't have met my wife. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If I waited, and then if I wait and just say I start dating at 30.
Now you
Men
learning,
or
like,
women build up bad habits. So
Right,
now,
right,
30
right.
years old, they done built up 15 years of
Right,
bad habits,
right,
and now I'm trying to
agreed.
date somebody who stuck in their ways.
Right.
I learned early. So that's what I'm
So
saying.
it's safe to say baggage then. They come with baggage.
So
by
if
then.
I date early, you know, now 14, 15, I can get a, you know,
Right.
get to make all them
I can just say,
mistakes
oh, I
and
made them mistakes.
feel it out.
Okay, so now when I'm 22, 23, all right, this is what I want.
Right.
Versus, and I tell my wife, I created bad habits. So even in our relationship, I created so much bad habits
Right.
prior to her. Now she say, hey, I don't want this. I don't want this. And it'd be hard for me to just change right then and there because I done created this bad habit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's
Right.
why I said I was on the other side. I didn't have, and I have a sister, but I never, you know, we
Right.
separated
Just
early.
building a relationship.
And that is
So
that's
I didn't.
exactly what I'm
So
talking
I didn't
about.
have that. So men know what they want. Even me, even when I was sleeping around, people was praising me. I didn't glorify it.
Right.
I did. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk little bit about the marital status, being that you guys are a unit. Meaning,
Yeah.
like, what are some of the things that, you know, either one of y'all can answer, or what are some of the things that create a healthy marriage? All right, let's first establish how long you guys been married.
6 years.
6. That's a long time.
Yeah.
This day and age, if your ass make it past 3.
If you make it
We
past
dated
90
forever
days,
before that.
Look at she said 90.
If you make it to 90 days,
If you make it past, y'all
Y'all
It used
laughing,
to
but
be
I know
5.
a couple that haven't. I'm
used to
sorry,
be-
I
it's
have.
so,
I do.
Right.
like, that is so severe. Like, I
Yeah,
promise you,
6
people don't
years is a long
understand.
time.
Like,
Yeah.
90 days is a long time.
So either one of y'all can
And
answer.
then broke it off and got engaged again, and that engagement
Oh,
fell
wow.
apart. I was like, oh.
And time is really, like, I'm
Okay.
serious. Like, ooh.
So what would either one of y'all can answer? What would make a healthy relationship? A healthy marriage.
Getting to know each other.
Getting to know each other.
And
We did not follow that timeline of we got to get married at a certain time after dating. We dated for 8 years before we even got married.
Okay.
I wasn't rushing about, oh, we've been dating too long. It's time for you to put a ring.
Ring,
No,
so no
when
pressure.
we both got to the point where we felt it was that time, that's
Right.
when we did it.
And
now we
why
got-
our relationship better
yeah,
now?
okay.
Not to sorry to cut you off.
No, you good.
We respect each other's differences. See, a lot of
Yep.
people think
Right.
your difference. No, I know how she thinks. She know how I think. I know what ticks her off. She know what ticks. So now we accept the. I ain't gonna say flaws because we work on our issues. I say
Right.
our weaknesses. So
Yeah. That's
you know what I'm saying. So
right.
she know my weaknesses.
Uh-huh.
I know hers. We can we can talk. We, you know, it might get heated sometimes,
Yeah.
but we understand. Hey, I was raised one way. She was raised.
Right.
Exactly.
My perception might be my perception.
Right.
Hers is hers. Assumption is not reality. So we gotta understand, like, okay, you was raised a different way. This might seem normal to you. For me, it
Uh-huh.
ain't. So y'all was in a relationship. I mean, y'all was in a family where y'all was close knit. Mine wasn't.
So is it safe to say you guys compromise?
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh,
And that's very
All right.
important.
All
'Cause
right.
I come from a
Compromise.
background where there's no such thing.
So
After we done being mad.
either one of you guys can answer out of the 3.
Yeah.
What's an unhealthy relationship, rather
Unhealthy?
married or rather?
What he just said, where there's no compromise, where that guy thinks my thinking is the only way
Yeah,
of
man.
thinking.
Oh, wow.
There is no compromise.
So is it safe to say that?
I've had that.
well,
Yeah.
let me say this. I'm gonna pick
Okay.
what makes me special for me, I tell people, it'd be a lot of times my wife know more than me, and I say, hey, you take the lead.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. I don't say,
Right.
I'm the man, I'm a...
Pride.
On partnership.
Pride.
Right.
Hey,
right.
no.
Right.
Don't let it get in the way.
Right. Partnership.
People say the equals, oh, we are equal, and then,
Right.
no, my work, mm-hmm.
Right.
If she knows something, hey, go ahead.
So you move it.
And I'm comfortable with that.
Right.
I don't, man, you know, I ain't embarrassed. I be
Right.
telling people, my wife, when we started
Right.
our business,
Uh-huh.
when all my partners didn't really, she was right there. We lifting stuff together.
Boom.
You know, we
Right, as
put
a unit.
beds together. You know what I'm
Yeah.
His
saying?
mattress on our
So-
back.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
for me,
Boom.
if she know how to do something, I fall back.
Right.
So now when my son sees it, it's like, hey, I'm still a man. You can't tell me I'm not.
Right.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
what makes me a man is I understand my weakness to say, hey, that's why she.
And
good.
he also witnessing
You
that
know what I'm
ultimate
saying?
combination.
And,
man,
and that's what
woman.
that's what
And
makes it
right.
work because I don't. If we in public, you know what I'm saying. I don't say, oh, you supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying. I don't do that.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying. I allow her to be her.
Right.
And what makes her great is she can do everything.
Right. And look, for
I
the
can't.
view, and for
You're
the
right.
viewers though, again, keep in mind this is the introduction, so you know we will be a lot more organized in the future for as the question goes because I want to feel like I'm asking the same ones. But like I say, y'all stay tuned in, and like I say, we're gonna keep it going. But just to piggyback on, I kind of want to say something, meaning, we just gonna keep going. What's with that 3-month rule? Is it a such thing as a 3-month rule?
That was made for TV. That was just entertainment. I don't know.
Well, I want y'all to talk about
and
it.
I also want to give it up to Boom, Steve Harvey, for making such a profit off it because a lot of women ran out there and read that book.
Well,
that woman
that-
think like a man, 3 women. Like
cut it out.
Like seriously. Like really seriously.
I want to hear y'all talk
That is
about
not
it.
real life. Like
I
that
ain't-
is not real life, and that's where women
Right.
like get so thrown off at. They
Sure.
like sis said that time clock. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Right.
Oh my god!
Well,
Everybody's
you got
doing
family
it.
members waiting, and then they friend
Everybody
girls. So
is
it's
trying
like
They live in a
bad.
false reality.
Yeah.
It's
They
like,
live in a,
seriously?
they live in a false
And then
reality.
you got
Right.
the media and the masses like the Steve Harveys and what write these books like, yeah, you got to do it by this, and we need you to do it this way, because that's the only.
So that's
No.
society talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's why it's no healthy relationship.
Bingo.
Because it's in false. You know what I'm saying?
Bingo.
Reality. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely a false
people
reality.
think these celebrities know the answer to everything, and they don't.
Right.
Don't have no idea
The
what
made
they're
up
doing.
couples, the put
These
together
celebrities
And they
at
don't
the
even
house
be-
getting choked out, and
Right.
you sitting there
You
trying to
take-
model,
Yeah.
talking about relationship.
So
goals.
how
Okay.
often people try to put their 2 cents in on you guys? Meaning, you know, in which like try to jump aboard on y'all ship.
Honestly, I ain't never experienced it.
Really?
I've never.
In 6
And when you
years?
say jump aboard of
Never.
that shit, well, you mean get into their personal as far as
Try to tell us
if
how
they're-
we should
to
do it.
Right,
or
right.
get the
Meaning,
advice.
whether it's friends or family, you know,
Advice
things.
from-
Tell
others.
us. Nah, I
I've
don't.
never.
And we too
Uh-huh.
strong-minded people. So
Okay.
I think a lot of our friends, family,
Uh-huh.
know. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
can't. You know what I'm saying? Like now, I'm different from her because I like to vent. I don't like
Right.
to have stuff. So I might, talk to my mom or
Right.
my older brothers. I'm gonna say that
Okay.
about certain things because I don't want to seem like I know everything. So when I'm wrong, and shout out to Jimmy.
Yeah.
He definitely will tell me when I'm wrong. He don't take.
J-Dub.
Hey, he don't take.
Well,
he
look.
don't
I
take-
don't know. I don't think we have that much time
Oh.
left. So look, we may end up doing a part 2, but like I said, y'all keep in mind this the introduction. Do y'all want to give out any social media sites or whatnot?
I'm not.
No.
I know that's
Don't
right.
follow me.
Look.
I'm not gonna ask
Right. And look,
I
guys,
don't
comment. Like I said, if you got any ideas, any questions, like I said, you want to throw your topics out there. We're gonna get more into it, but like I said, this is just part 1. It's just an introduction. We're gonna work out the kinks, and like I said, we just touching the water. So y'all stay tuned in every Sunday evening. Yep, over and out, man. Randall Sunset.